Hello and welcome back. This time to the cave full of statues where we want to call out some names. You feel like you are ready to face this challenge. Hopefully this will gain you access to the treasure. You begin calling out the names of the races. Names of the races. So we are racist. Just kidding. That was a stupid joke. Call out human, elf, orc, mermaid, hobbit, dwarf. Read the inscription again. Yeah, for those who forgot, the inscription reads: guard the massive weapon in hand, leave the chef alone to stand disarm them. You must, to stay alive, one by one, call out all five. Five, and how many statues are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's one statue alone which we shouldn't call out, which is the chef. And if we don't want to be a racist, we should actually consider that all of the races are able to cook to some extent. But since this is a game, we should remember what we encountered in the past. And what did we encounter in the past? Yeah, what did we actually encounter in the past? I don't remember, because this time we played the game a bit differently from the first time I played the game. And the first time I played the game, when I was at the restaurant, I entered the kitchen and there was a huge orc and he was a chef. So this is how I know that the orc, that one, is the chef. However, how do we know in this game? Did we see the orc? I mean, I think he was mad at us that we couldn't pay for the food, but did we know that he was a chef? I believe this is a good question. Anyway, let's call the human. You call out, human! When you call out the name, of the statue of a man begins to move. It cracks and groans as it lowers the sword, pointing it towards the ground. Simultaneously, the ground beneath your feet begins to move. The platform gradually lowers about a 4 in distance. You call out, elf. The elven statue stays unchanged for a moment. You fear that you've done the wrong thing, and the consequences might hit you soon. Suddenly, the statue cracks and groans and lowers the bow so that it points towards the ground. At the same time, the ground beneath you trembles and the platform gradually lowers about a 4 in distance. Right. Now the mermaid. The trident the mermaid has been holding slowly changes direction. Eventually it points to the ground, as if to signify that there is no danger to be expected from the mermaid anymore. With her, the platform gradually noisily lowers about a 4 in distance. You call out, hobbit! The statue of the halfling you just called begins to move with a loud noise. The hobbit lowers the sharp rake he has been holding. Simultaneously, the ground beneath your feet begins to move again. You call out, dwarf! The dwarf's arm moves. He has been holding a spear menacingly in front of himself, which he now lowers with a groaning sound. The ground beneath your feet also begins to move. The platform gradually lowers about a foreign distance. The last statue has its weapon lowered, so finally all 5 names have been called, leaving the orc alone. Dum da dum dum! A few moments later, the platform makes a complete descent into a dark cavern below. You approach the scene and find a hidden stairway leading further down into the bowels of the earth. You go ahead and descend towards your next challenge. Bram, bram, bram. Cavern hallway. You are in a cavern hallway that is dimly lit by the light entering from a room up ahead. Quickly you proceed to the room, which is rather small. On the left side of the room is a small opening from which sunlight is entering. The light is shining on 2 pillars that stand about chest high. On the wall behind each pillar is the outline of a doorway. Between the doors, mounted on the wall, is a shelf on which there sit 4 candles. Some of the candles appear to be lit. The floor is littered with sand, pebbles, and rocks. The sound of waves comes through the window to the left. Oh, so there's an ocean to the left. No. You take a closer look at the doorways. You know that the doors are made of the same rock as the cavern walls. There is no sign of a doorknob, lever, or any way to open the doors. Even when you push on the doors, nothing happens. They simply will not open. You are in a room with 2 pillars and a shelf with 4 candles on it. The floor is littered with sand, pebbles, and rocks. You walk over to the left wall, surprised to find a window in the caves. Looking out, you see nothing but ocean and a few rocky islands in the very far distance. A few gulls fly past your line of sight. By the way, you see this window here, and the frame is very thin, which means the wall is very thin, which I find to be unrealistic. Even in a modern house, the walls are, I believe, thicker than this, and since we are in a cave, the walls are probably made of stone. I don't think the stone should be so thin and regular. Especially on the outside, it should be more like this on the outside. But that's just my opinion. You can hear waves crashing below, which makes you surmise that you are looking out of an opening inside a cliff face. Yeah, exactly, a cliff face doesn't look like this. You are in a room with blah blah blah, we heard this already. What about the candles? You move past the pillars and examine the 4 candles on the shelf. Each candle is different from the others. They appear to be numbered actually. The first candle is white and short and yellow. The second candle is tall and skinny and purple. The third candle is short, thin and orange. The fourth candle is square and red. And we will hear more about those candles in the next episode. See you later!